My name is Emil, and I would like to present USA politics. First of all, we have our agenda, and I will just quickly run through it. So, at first, we would like to account and explain our topics. Then, we would like to analyze the topics and their effect on the American society. And at last, we would like to reflect on a new knowledge about the US and their politics. Our first topic is the midterm election. But first, I will just explain what the midterm election is. Well, the midterm election is an event which is held every second year in America. This year it's being held at November the 8th, 2022. It's an event where 435 seats of the House of the Representatives are up for election, and one third of the seats in the Senate is also up for election. The midterm election gives you a understanding of where your current party stand and what your position is, and it also sets up the presidential election. So, how is the midterm election going right now? Well, Biden, the current president of the United States, have a approval rating of 38%, which is one of the lowest ratings there's ever been in the history of the midterm election. And that makes Biden one of the most unpopular president ever. His vice president Kamala Harris has a approval rating of 30%, which also is one of the lowest there has ever been. So that's not good for the Democrats. But a thing that's good for the Democrats is that they are likely to keep their majority in the Senate. As we can see on the right side, Democrats have a predicted seats on 51, where the Republic only has 48 seats. So Democrats are likely to keep their majority in the Senate. And also, the race for the House is very, very close. As you also can see on the graph at the right, the Democrats have a predicted seats on 230, where the Republic have a predicted seats on 221. So we are likely to see a split of Congress, which means one party controls the Senate, for example, and the other party controls the House. In this case, the Democrats control the Senate, and the Republic control the House of Representatives. Also, on the graph at the right, on the bottom right, you can see the Google search, where you can see that Trump is much more searched on in 2022 than Biden, which also gives us an understanding why Biden has such a low approval rating.
Hi, my name is Joachim, and I would like to presentate the impeachment of Donald Trump. So there's only been 4 impeachments in the history with American presidents in the former time, and 2 of the times with the former president Donald Trump. The FBI searched Mar-a-Lago, where Donald Trump lives, and the U.S. Department of Justice suspects Donald Trump may have committed a crime. The department is conducting a criminal investigation over some storage of classified information. Trump improperly removed government records from the White House and took them to his Florida estate, Mar-a-Lago. The FBI found some confidential documents. They found sized 18 size document labeled with top secret, and 54 marked as secrets, and 21 of them deemed as confidential. The agents also found 90 empty folders marked as classified or for return to the government staff. Yeah. So yeah.
And a reveal of these documents will cause a huge leak in the U.S. national security, and therefore it's a very serious crime that Donald Trump has committed. As Trump always does, he didn't acknowledge that he did anything wrong and are denying any wrongdoing. So he doesn't think that the documents were classified, but he says that the documents was declassified, which is then not a crime.
Hello, my name is Sebastian, and I will be talking a little bit about the next presidential election, which is in 2024. The Democratic candidate in the 2024 election will most likely not be Joe Biden, primarily because of two reasons. Both because he's getting older and will turn 80 soon, and because he is not very popular. Actually, even 75% of the Democratic voters doesn't want him to run for president again. And the current vice president, Kamala Harris, won't be an option either, because she is also very unpopular in the general public. And the Democrats are not a very big fan of Biden, and they want to find a replacement for him as soon as possible. And they have three obvious choices, and they are firstly Roy Cooper, the governor of North Carolina, and Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, because he's the most popular governor in the US, and lastly Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California. And Newsom would probably be the best candidate because the most Democrats would like many of his opinions, but he is from the coast, and that is a problem because the last time a president was elected, was from the coast was when Kennedy won in 1961 by 0.1%, and to win he even cheated by making it seem like that people voted for him. So that won't be very realistic. And the Republican candidate in the 2021 election will most likely be either Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, but it will probably be DeSantis because he has a lot of the same opinions as Trump has, but he is not Trump, and therefore he has a bigger chance of winning.
Hello, now it's Alexander speaking again, and I would like to point out some of the effects it has, all these things mentioned before, has done on the US society. And as Emil mentioned, there is a big division in the two parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. And with all this trouble about Trump and his lawsuit with the classified documents, many people have lost faith in the Congress, and survey shows that it's only 1 out of 10 people who approves how the Congress works today, which is a huge problem for the American society. Which lead us to that Trump still has a lot of power, even that he is not the president anymore, and with his way of argumenting, it has led to that in the United States, fact is not just a fact anymore, but facts can be discussed, which makes it very difficult to live in a country where you can twist the truth into your own favor and make the other political party look bad and your party look right.
This is Joachim speaking again, and I would like to reflect on the knowledge we have learned about the current situation in the US. So yeah, the presidential situation in US right now is very uncertain, and we can't be sure of who are going to be the president in the new selection in 2024, and that is why the upcoming election, midterm election, and the presidential election is very important, because we have to know who is going to be the next president. If there has been some speculations about if Biden going to be re-elected, or if he going to stand down from the president spot. Yeah, and that leads to a divided country where the Republicans and the Democrats are seeing each other as enemies, and they don't agree on very many things. So yeah, and at last it can risk to be a new civil war because of the many uncertainties and the differences in their opinions.